input.
Hey, we're up. We're up, guys.
We're up?
Yep.
On YouTube? Cool.
On YouTube, yeah. Allegedly.
I'll be there in a minute. I need to try and save this.
Okay, I'm just going to disconnect. Disconnect from this.
Okay.
Or just go back to Creator's Voice. Anyway, hopefully everyone can see. I can see Beluga. Hopefully you can hear it and see me. I don't know what's happening. Something on YouTube side. Done all the usual diagnostics on my side and everything was completely fine. So there you go. Hopefully the guys should be joining me back in the channel as well. Yeah, very strange one. Can't explain that one at all, but these things happen. Welcome back, says Dark Fury. Thank you. Completely on YouTube side. I think there's been a major outage, and I imagine I'm not the only one. So. Anyway, so we decided to just keep going. So as you can probably see right now, we've just taken off. I've got a beautiful sunset, sunrise coming up ahead of me, and there's Kev there. Let's see if
just if I'm on the stream. But to answer your question, we'll be approaching Jersey. We'll go off Juliet pretty shortly.
All right. That's good.
Get out from Echo Golf Hotel Quebec is the next airport on my PFD. But if you hang on at Jersey for a little bit, you might be able to make this.
Wow, look at this.
Oh, there we go.
Absolutely stunning. Some of the views that pilots get to see. Really, really neat. Anyway, Beluga, thanks for sticking around. It's going to cause much confusion to everybody, I would imagine. Unfortunate. Very unfortunate. And it was a great takeoff, wasn't it? It was fantastic views on the takeoff.
Yep, look good.
God, it's really disoriented me. I'm trying to think, what am I doing right? Am I doing everything right? Just do a quick check here. I can turn that off. I think all the anti-ice will come off as well. And that's going to come off. Yes, it's really thrown me a bit. Beluga says, what airport IKO? Was that the question that you were answering, Kev? Kev, you still with us?
Yeah, I think he was. Yeah,
okay.
He was.
Where are we at? I'm just trying to think of what airport would be good. Let me have a look-see. So, I think we're kind of halfway across the channel at the moment, but oh no, we're not. Irish Sea. I beg your pardon. Is there anything in the West Country, airport-wise, that will... Does Plymouth have an airport? I'm not sure. I think your best bet, Beluga, might be Southampton. So you need something that's kind of big enough for 320. Mind you, Beluga, this is you we're talking about. You can take off from anything. So we will be flying directly not far from Echo Golf Delta Oscar. That might be one, or I did see. Oh, there's an RAF base. That's probably a good bet. It's Golf Bravo -0640. It's RAF Port Reith. That might be a good one to check. Port Reith is spelled Portreath. Anyway, hopefully you can join us. Oh, he's going from Southampton, okay. Assuming that's what Echo Golf Juliet is.
That'd be Jersey, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, it's Jersey. Okay.
Yeah, I'd look at my PFDs at the moment.
This is why I asked you the question, because I knew you were going to get a much better answer far quicker than I was. I'm just rifling through IKO codes.
Yeah, I have everything up in front of me here on the aircraft at the moment. So we're passing, so like Hotel Quebec or Hotel or other two good options anyways.
Anyway, so hopefully we have a stable stream for the end of this, because it's the first time we actually had the Orbix presented on our intro, so that was a bit disappointing. But anyway. One thing I wanted to bring up, of course, one of our great friends, the Corporate Pilot Dad, Tim the Corporate Pilot Dad, he's got a channel on YouTube. Nick, I don't know if you could be so kind as to post a link to Tim's channel in the chat for us. The Corporate Pilot Dad has just finished a review on the the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo yoke and throttle. Now, I had a sneak preview of this, and it may be releasing tomorrow, but I'm going to tell you something right now. This is the best review of the Honeycomb Alpha and the Honeycomb Bravo you're ever going to see. Yes, it is that good. It goes through everything in absolute detail. I learned more from watching his review in 5 minutes than I have about the Alpha and the Bravo in the last 2 years. It's absolutely brilliant. So do check him out. Corporate Pilot Dad. We'll try and get a link up for you in the chat there. There it is, Nick. Thank you, Nick. But yeah, bookmark the channel if you subscribe if you haven't already. You'll get a notification on Corporate Pilot Dad's review of the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo yoke and throttle, and it's absolutely worth a watch. It's about 10 minutes long, not too long, but very, very detailed. Really covers absolutely everything you'd possibly want to know if you're considering buying those products. So do check them out. Bluga says, "Sorry, what runway are we landing on?" Okay, well, let's. Best place to check for me is the flight plan. So,
8 right, by the way.
Yeah, it's 8 right for me, Beluga. That's the one we're aiming for, and there's an ILS into that as well. Probably let everybody out of their seatbelts as well, I think. It's been a rocky start, so we've kept the passengers safely belted in, but we get out. What was I going to say? Don't know. Completely speechless. Nick, I'll pick on you for a bit.
Oh, God.
You always have something interesting to talk about. You have a lot of add-ons, so I'm going to give you. I'm going to ask a 2-part question.
Okay.
If we forget about aircraft add-ons, so anything else, what do you feel is your favorite purchase this year, and what are you most looking forward to? So anything apart from aircraft add-ons for Microsoft Flight Simulator.
Anything apart from aircraft?
Yes.
Oh.
See, I told you it was going to be a challenging one.
Just scenery-wise, I guess.
Could be scenery, could be utilities, some sort of enhancement thing, anything. As long as.
Well, I know that.
Go ahead.
I know that FSW Crew are bringing out their version for the 737.
Okay.
and it's excellent. I'll say no more.
Insider knowledge.
Insider knowledge. And Dark will also have insider knowledge on that one, and you may even hear our delightful tones.
Oh.
As the first officer, yes, both of us.
So if I hear
that's coming.
Well, I hear something like, ladies and gentlemen, you may no longer use the toilet. That could be your voice.
That could be my voice. So that's good. I'm looking forward to that.
Yep. Perfect.
Obviously, it's still being polished at the moment. Scenery-wise, I'd love decent Amsterdam, and I think a decent New York. One that's like truly optimised. Because I mean, I don't fly to New York simply because its sober one in there is awful for frames, and the same in Amsterdam, really. So those are my two airports.
The Amsterdam one. Where did you purchase that one from?
No, that hasn't been released yet. But I think it's going to be Fly Tampa.
Fly Tampa. Okay.
Yeah, they make good scenery.
I think Fly Tampa is available on Orbix as well.
Yeah.
Yeah. So so we'll have to check that one out. And is that Schiphol?
That's going to be Schiphol. Yeah.
Yeah. Which is an interesting kind of shaped airport, I always thought. It's kind of like a wedge or something, isn't it?
It's got that runway, isn't it, where that's miles away.
Yeah.
Because the guy wouldn't sell his land. Yeah, the guy wouldn't sell his bit of land. So when they build the runway, they
navigate around the farm. And does he still have a little house in the middle, and he just shakes his fists?
I think he does. Yep.
Pilot Studs just dropped in. He says, "Good evening, hi Brandon, how are you?" Again, the invitation's always open. You can drop into the content creators chat if you want to have a talk with us. But we're great to have you along if you just want to kick back and watch. We've had problems tonight, Brandon. We got off and running, everything perfect, and then suddenly the stream just dropped. Nothing on our sides. I could still hear the guys. We could still see each other. Multiplayer. Checked all the internet. All fine. Completely YouTube. It just was not allowing any kind of video broadcast. It was like that, I think, for a good 10 minutes, Nick, wasn't it? We just decided to take off anyway. Yeah. Anyway, sorry, Nick, I interrupted. Was there anything else you wanted to bring up?
Yeah. Those New York, Amsterdam. Mm-hmm. The FS2 crew when it comes out, and I know that they're also looking into doing the 310, the A310 as well.
Now that's interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it's a great company, and to be, someone asked me on a different Discord today whether it was worth it, and I do feel that when you're on VATSIM and flying along, these aircraft were built for two people. So if you've got someone else doing the little bits so that you don't forget, and you can ask them to do little bits and pieces, it's all for the good.
Yeah.
So, I can't think of anything else. I like surprises.
I do
my
too.
My credit card doesn't like surprises, but I like that.
So,
I mean, I do scan Orbix almost every day, looking and saying, "Oh, what's new?
Yeah. Well, the third part question to that is there anything on the hardware sphere that you're kind of thinking about or putting on the wish list?
So at the moment, I've got 3 screens, 2 Stream Decks.
I would love a third screen. I think that'd be really helpful, especially for.
Okay, hardware-wise, I'd love a 4090. I'm not going to get one because I've got a 3080, and I've said to myself, no, I'm going to wait until the 5090 if it ever comes out.
Yeah.
That's what I would call it. So I'm going to give it I think every 2 years is fine, but not every year. Yeah. Even though I've seen streams of 4090s, and I'm like, wow, that's so good. What I want is a decently priced MCDU or FMC.
Well, that's getting right into the proper niche territory. That one.
At the moment, I've got them on my 2 tablets.
Sorry, Steve Reeves just subscribed. Steve, thank you for subscribing. So glad you're with us. Do check out in the show notes, we have a link through our Discord, or you can put exclamation Discord into the chat. Jump into the community. Welcome to the Positive Rate family. Great to have you along, mate. Sorry, Nick, you're saying.
Yeah, so at the moment I've got them on tablets, but it'd be lovely to have a proper one. They are available, but they're about £1,000. And
yeah, they are.
Yeah,
I've actually had an opportunity to use one as well.
And the problem I find is, I would want one that's like you can configure, if you know what I mean, because Boeing one is different to the Airbus one.
Yes, completely.
And the Boeing ones change as well. So when the 777 comes out and the 747, you know, they're different to the 737. So it's almost as if you want some way of like interchanging panels so that you can use it in different aircraft. Because I could spend £1,000 on an Airbus one, which wouldn't work if I decided to fly the 737. You know, it's
yes, I do, because it is a different button layout as well. There's a different logic to the. Because the big difference for me that comes to mind is the execute button. So that obviously on Airbus you don't have that. You don't need it because it's done through the selections. But it's quite handy though. I do like the execute button because it really does prevent you from causing problems. But you could probably argue that you just need to pay attention to the Airbuses and you've got the same safeguards in place.
Yeah.
But that was one of the first thing I had to really get used to on the Airbus side was there was no execute button. So I was like, well, did that actually happen? Did I do anything there? Did it work? You know. But yeah, both have their quirks. But I totally agree. It'd be nice to have both. Would be really neat. But they are quite niche. They're quite expensive. Just checking in the chat here. Beluga says London Controller was getting 80 frames per second on the ground in Phoenix. Okay, that's impressive. Whereabouts are we, Kev?
I'm approaching. Well, I'm kind of coming up on just the channel at the moment, but my nearest airport is probably Echo Golf Juliet Bravo.
Okay, I'm approaching a waypoint called Naked.
Yeah, I'm at that waypoint.
Who named that?
Careful.
What were they thinking?
We've already had taxis.
Yes, I know. But obviously, we've actually lost that footage, unfortunately. If I didn't really attempt to try and get that stream back, but we're going to repeat this flight again, aren't we? I think it would be worth doing.
Sure, yeah.
Or I think maybe not Cork to Charles de Gaulle, but we could certainly do Cork to somewhere else in Europe, maybe Amsterdam or Berlin or something like that. I don't know.
Yeah, I'll have a look at the Aer Lingus route map and see what the story is.
Yeah, so we'll definitely give Cork some love again and do a quick tour around the airport, including the little Easter egg, which was a little bit naughty, I would say. Steve Reeves says, thanks for the welcome, enjoying it all the way from New Zealand. Steve, fantastic. Always great to have a Kiwi on board, and we really appreciate it. Now, what time, it must be a funny time in the, no, it'll be the morning for you, Steve, won't it? What time in the morning is it for you? Let us know. And Beluga says Jersey is a short one-way, challenging. Yes, I know.
There's Southampton, I think it is. Hotel.
Southampton's probably your best bet.
Yeah.
Willie, I've got a further question back to you now.
Right? Oh, sorry, Steve's saying it's 9 o'clock in the morning in New Zealand. There you go. Okay. Perfect. Good morning. Right, Nick, go ahead.
So what are you, besides aircraft?
Yes.
What would you like?
Non-aircraft add-ons. Good question. I'm not really critically desperate for anything at the moment. Certainly a few aircraft I can think about, because probably the obvious ones that I don't have that you guys always flaunt in front of me. I guess GSX I'm kind of interested in.
Yeah, I love GSX.
Something a bit more less interesting for most people, but there's a payware flight record and replay tool which also allows you to to do set up like a formation aircraft. You know, I think from a content creator's perspective, I think I'd like to invest in a payware flight recorder replay. And there is, I can't remember the name of it, but it looks really, really good. It was reviewed recently. But there's a few of them out there right now. Self-loading cargo, as some people would say it. Self-loading cargo. I'm kind of, yeah. I mean, I'm half tempted. It was always a dream of mine years ago, and I'm going to let the cat out of the bag now. So if anybody's ever used WeTune Beastie from Sky Blue Radio, or that was actually, Sky Blue actually uses that under license from the author who developed that software that connects with Microsoft Flight Center, and that author is actually me. Now, I would like to do something like self-loading cargo, but not quite the same thing, where you could do customized cabin announcements and things, but I want to do it in such a way where people could make their own packs and actually create their own events and their own event profiles. So it would be a tool where you could actually completely customize your own flight experience the way you want, and then share your event profiles and your sound files online with everyone else.
That'd be really cool.
Yeah.
See, now with all your flights, you should do what I did on my last flight, which was actually record them. So
Right.
I had them saved on my computer, and then I've managed to link it into packs.
Okay.
So
yeah.
I've got real world BA flight announcements.
Of course, when I'm
going
flying,
through packs.
I'm sorry, I'm with you now. When I'm actually flying for business in real life, yeah, that's true. I could have had, well, once upon a time, I could have Flybe, EasyJet, British Airways was my most recent. BA City Flyer, I think I was talking about last week. Fantastic experience. Embraer 190.
Well, I was going to ask you then. Did you land into London City?
Yes.
Oh, how was it?
Oh, London City's great.
To do.
Yeah, London City's fantastic. London City itself is great. Getting in and out of the airport, departing from it, arriving at it, getting through security, all brilliant. I love it. It's a great airport. The problem with London City is where it is. And if you're anywhere city central in London, or anywhere else for that matter, the only way to get to London City by public transit is the DLR.
Yep.
And that automatically implies that pretty much anywhere you're coming from is going to be at least 25 to 30 minutes. At least 25
I live 4
to 30
miles
minutes.
away, 4 or 5 miles away from London City.
Yeah, unless you're going to Canary Wharf, but I'm not nowhere near that kind of pay grade where I'm going to have an office or a reason to go to Canary Wharf anytime soon. Although the interesting thing was the flight going down, I was having a good chat with the British Airways pilots, and the first officer lives in Canary Wharf.
Perfect.
So, because my first
He's
comment
on
to
some money
him. Well, my first comment to him was, "You must have an active social life," and he kind of looked at me with this funny expression, and the captain just burst into tears laughing. So, and the cockpit door obviously was open at that point. So I'm walking out, and all the passengers are like craning their necks around them, trying to find out, and they're looking at me walking back because I was right at the back of the plane sitting. And as I'm walking back, they're all looking at me like, "Who's this guy? Does he work for the airline? Who is this guy?" All they knew is I got the pilots laughing up at the front cockpit. So there we go. But yeah, BA City Fly, that was a really enjoyable experience, very comfortable, great airline to fly with, and definitely worth. I think it's actually convinced me that if I'm flying on a city hopper type of flight for a weekend, if I'm going to Paris or Copenhagen, if BA City Flyer is an option, I'll definitely look at that, because it was such a great experience, and I didn't find that the prices were anything tremendously more really than any of the other competing airlines. So yeah, but
Yeah, because I flew up a while back as well, and I found them really good.
on BA,
City Flyer, yeah.
yeah, they are. They're excellent. Beluga says, "I'm going to hold that can just to let you guys catch up." Okay, that's brilliant. Glad you're with us, Beluga. Rodin says, I love it. I'm tired of playing for games that aren't finished. Sorry, Rodin, it's probably a conversation back. Oh, no, he's doing VR. All right. VR's, yeah, that's fair enough. Sorry, I feel like there was another point we were talking about. Oh, no, you asked me a question. So, hardware. So I've got my immediate modest wish list because I think it's reasonably achievable and it's not going to require massive upgrades to my machine is twofold. So I believe my motherboard will be able to take the Ryzen 7 chipset. So I would like to do an upgrade, possibly like a Ryzen 7 5700X or something like that. And I'm only a 1080p player, gamer, so I would like to get a Nvidia 3060. And a lot of that I'm kind of basing on EasyJet Simpat because spec-wise, he was kind of where I was, and he's got to upgrade. And I know Dark Fury had a lot to do with giving him advice and helping him out. But in terms of the experience that I'm seeing him present on stream, I mean, that's perfect. I think I'll be absolutely happy with that and quite delighted. So yeah, I think that's where I'm kind of going. Not really needing to go much higher than that, because if I go higher than that, and then you start getting into power supply, possibly maybe the motherboard could be upgraded if you're looking at a bigger power supply. It's not always a great idea just to jack up the power supply without making sure the motherboard is really suited for that power range. So yeah, it's just one of these. That's just kind of the hardware side I'm looking at, and I'm kind of happy with my setup. So I've got a Thrustmaster T1000. Oh, but I'll tell you what I really want. Everyone's bashing me for this. I really want that Turtle Beach Velocity 1.
Oh God, what?
I do.
No.
Why?
I'll tell you why. Okay, I'll tell you why. Because you guys got all your dedicated Airbus stuff and your Boeing stuff. Okay, so here's my reason. Here's my rationale. It's got a lot of options on it. It flies. I fly all sorts of different types of aircraft, so I don't really want a yoke because I don't really have the space, because I'm kind of where I'm sitting right now is kind of my work from home, so I got my workspace and my simming space, and it's not ideal really to have to chop and change and pull a yoke off and things. Where the way I have it right now, I've got the SciTech throttle, I've got the Thrustmaster. I can just kind of shove that to a corner of the desk. It doesn't get in the way, and I can just carry on my work. And then, at lunchtime, if I want to pull it out, it's fine. I'm the humble simmer, Nick. I'm the humble simmer. But the reason I like the Velocity 1, it's got lots of different buttons on it, a lot of options, and I also think it'd be really useful. The other thing that I do dabble in, I wouldn't say I'm a hardcore simmer in it, is Star Citizen. So I'm always looking for something very versatile, although it is a hard sell to upgrade from the Thrustmaster T16000 because it is a great stick.
That's fair. Yeah, I have the Honeycomb Alpha and Bravo at the moment now, and I don't find them hard to.
I think that would be amazing.
Yeah, but I don't find them hard to interchange between, because I use my workspace as a workspace as well, rather than just for simming. Okay. And I can get the Bravo stays where it is because it's not in the way. It's off to the right hand side of the desk. The Alpha, right. It's undo the screws in the bottom, pull it across, and put it inside the room, and it's out the way.
Fair enough.
Yeah.
But then I guess there's the price point is the other thing. So if you, for the sake of argument, are the Charlie pedals out yet, or are they still kind of on the way? No. Yeah, they're on the way.
They're on the way, yeah.
Yeah. If you buy the Alpha, the Bravo, and the Charlie, rough guess how much is that going to be? About £1,000.
900 to 1,000, yeah.
Or 1,000 US for. Actually, slightly more than that now. So it'll be about 11 to 1,200 US, arguably, maybe about the same in euros, which is a lot of money. I mean, that is. It's quite a bit of cash to spend. But I do acknowledge the quality products. I do, yeah. So, sorry, Nick. Hold that thought. Beluga says, I've got a 3060 Ti and a Ryzen 5 3600. That's the one I have now. but I might upgrade the CPU in 2 years from now. I agree, Pluga. I think your card, excuse me, I think your card's pretty good. I don't know, unless you're going to go up to 4K, different story entirely, but I think 3060, from what I've seen, ranks really, really well for 1080p gaming, or even 1440 for that matter. But the CPU, yes, I think that's probably where your bottleneck is, and that's kind of where I'm at right now. I think I'd like to go from a 6 to 8 core. Don't really need to increase the speed, but just something a bit more modern, a bit more capable, less kind of bottlenecking and that kind of thing. And yeah, I'd be happy as Larry. Sorry, Nick, you were about to say something and I interrupted you.
No, I was just saying, this is the problem with simming, isn't it? Fight sim, that there's just so much stuff out there, and I'm just sitting here now looking at my setup, and thinking, I've spent a lot of money.
Yeah, when you think about it, it's scary how much we've all spent. Like,
yeah.
Well, it is, and I'll give you an example. So I've just kind of come forward and say I'm the modest simmer. I'm purposely looking for affordable products, not going over the top, not trying to get too specialized. So I'm very versatile. I'm looking at the moment at my pedals, my stick, my throttle, some of the other gear I've got. So I've got an Xbox Series X controller here that I use for the drone. Anything else I've bought specifically now for simming? Second screen for the content creation, but also for simming as well, because it's great for Navigraph and things like that. If I add all that up, I think I'm still talking about 800 to 900 quid.
I'm looking at.
So, and that's a modest simmer. Sorry, Nick, you went very quiet.
But my rudder pedals, I mean, and I'm just looking at my rudder pedals now, so I got the TPRs.
Oh,
they look nice.
They look nice.
They do look nice under the desk. I actually had to chop out part of my desk because they wouldn't fit. I wanted them. I didn't think of that before I bought them. It was only when I was trying to fit them and I was like, oh, right, let's get a saw and start chopping at my desk.
That, ladies and gentlemen, is a hardcore simmer. Right there. Yeah. Right there. To make it work, he damaged his own furniture. That's what it came down to. That's what it came down to. If there was a cat in the way, he would cut the cat in half, put it on a shelf, make sure he could get that yoke.
Tonight, I had, as we stated earlier, I had problems with the heating, so I was running late, and I'd already got everything set up for the Boeing, so that therefore dictated what I was flying tonight, because I couldn't be asked basically to swap out all my throttles, my yoke, and put my Airbus stuff in, and oh god, so you got me worried now. I'm just looking at it. I'm looking around me, going, how much money have I spent? So I've got the 4K monitor in front of me.
Yeah.
2K above.
I'm never gonna go.
The normal HD one on my left.
Yeah.
2 tablets. Oh,
Vroden's picked up on something, and it's probably going to fall into exactly the conversation we're having. He's saying, how much was that invisibility cloak? It doesn't work very well. Did you get that from Wish? Now, I know what he's talking about. I'm semi-transparent.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, you are.
And actually, so it's part. I can try an adjustment. There's an adjustment on the chroma key setting, which kind of works and it kind of doesn't. But I forgot an obvious thing that I do need to buy for equipment. I would like to get a much better webcam than what I have at the moment. And actually, that's probably more important for the stream than anything else I can think of at the moment. So, because I can't really, there's not a lot of control over the contrast and color balance for the webcam, the chroma key really struggles. So the fact that you can see me at all, which is great, just, you know what, Vroden, it's Christmas. Just call me the Ghost of Christmas Flight Simulator. Okay? We'll leave it at that. Thanks for noticing, though. Assuming that's what he meant. He hasn't actually said if I'm on the money.
I hadn't noticed until he brought it up. I just thought it was your top. But
the only explanation I can think is
around.
Well, Ronan must be looking at it on a 4K 70-inch screen, and that's how he's noticed it. But yeah, it is there. It's very subtle. I could probably mess around with it, but the things that makes other things look bad. So sometimes the color goes off, or it doesn't quite starts to impact other things as well. But anyway, yeah, I know it's a known issue. The problem is the solution is a new camera, and unfortunately, I think to make it a worthwhile investment, I'm probably looking somewhere in the region of 60-70 quid at least. So I'm not really looking at that at the moment, but yes, I would like to get it. He says, I'm glad everyone left. Yeah, so we were right then. Okay, I'm coming up to top of the descent, Kev. I don't know, are you on the way down already?
I'm nearly there now. I'm probably about 10 miles from TD.
Okay, and I believe we have constraint flight 8,000, but I'll set it for platform 5,000 because hopefully our airplane should fly that constraint without too much difficulty. Ronan says, it took me a while to notice. I just mentioned it so everyone would notice.
Like a hologram, it's
yeah.
That's it. Just I'll do this.
I can't stop staring now.
Nick, I'm here to tell you that you damaged your desk. These things don't go unseen.
But the rudder pedals are lovely.
Good, I'm glad.
In fairness, I am a little bit jealous that you managed to get those.
Is that the pedestal ones?
Yeah.
Yeah,
About
they do look swank.
400. Yeah.
Yeah, they do look swank, I must admit.
It was my redundancy money for the last job, so I just thought, right, I've got one chance.
I'm out of work. They gave me some last minute cash, so what the hell? I'll go buy some rudder pedals.
Yeah.
That's
the graphics card.
That's the similar logic.
Well.
That's the similar logic at work right there.
The CPU and the monitors. And... wow. Anyway.
Internet Nation.
That's what simming is about, isn't it? That's
it is.
When our friend HD, when he first got his sim and his computer that was donated by Gavin,
yeah,
you know, we said to him then, you know, this is the long slippery slope, because even daily you're like looking at scenery and stuff like that, and you go, oh yes, that's nice, I'll have that, and I'll have this. And I mean, Kevin ribs me for it, for my scenery and my aircraft and stuff like that, but it's the things you can't see as well, you know, the stuff that's stored on your computer, all the aircraft, all the sceneries. It's just, it can be an expensive hobby.
I might take the piss, I might take the piss, but I completely understand why you do it, because if I could, I would.
I could, because I did.
There you go.
Probably can't do now. Yeah.
I'm just punching in arrival performance here.
Well, I don't have to do that.
This is 08 minus 1.
You do, Nick, if you're Trev.
And 0208.
What?
Yep.
Kevin, you're worrying me now, do I? Really?
Press this.
Yeah.
And get your approach Trev, you put your flaps in and
just one button. You just press one button, don't you?
Well, you have to tune your ILS in your course as well.
Oh yeah.
Barrel.
There you go. And if you're putting in descent winds in your ISA and your ISA managed.
537.
Oh, yeah, I might not bother about that.
Fair enough. You've been time anyways, I'm just ending now only, so.
I've got a while to go yet.
Oh yes, Nick, by the way, your arrival altitude.
Landing altitude?
Yeah.
Yeah, no, I made that mistake once, never again.
Yeah?
Yeah. Always do that first thing.
I haven't made it yet.
Landing altitude.
And I turn my packs on, which I never normally do.
I made that mistake once. We were there actually.
Yeah.
Remember when we were flying from Iceland to above the Scotland and that with DFD?
This actually.
Yep, they had quite an emergency descent.
Silly question, because I don't know the answer. am I meant to put the landing altitude into the flyby wire? Does that help that?
No, Airbus does it itself if I remember right.
Oh, the PMDG you're on about?
Yeah.
Yeah, of course. Yeah, 737 does have it. So, because I know the 767 had it. So, I think that's more. Is that to do with the ILS control? I can't remember.
It's still pressurization.
Yeah.
I've
Beluga's saying
what calculations too.
Beluga's saying what plane is everyone in? So I'm in the fly-by-wire 320. Nick, I believe you're in the Phoenix today, 320.
No, I'm in.
No, you're in the PMDG. We just had this concept.
800.
The 737-800. And what are you flying today, Kev?
Same as Nick, but the 600.
I thought you said the 800.
No, he said the 800, but I'm in 600 version.
Oh, the 600. Sorry. Right.
Yeah.
All the bells and whistles, just slightly smaller.
Exactly.
I'd like to get the 800. That'd be a nice one to have. We never talked about aircraft, but I was trying to make it interesting.
You should go for the 600. It's cheap, really.
No.
To be fair,
Yeah. That's why I got the 600.
It's no different.
I know, but it's the
no
range. It's the range. I want the range.
It's got range. I crossed the Atlantic in this thing.
Did you?
Yes.
I thought the 600 was kind of reduced range.
I mean, it pushed it. Like I had to land in Shannon, but I still crossed the Atlantic from. I was Gander. I went from Gander to Shannon.
Yeah.
Is that the BBJ?
No.
Oh.
Same plane I'm flying at the moment, 600.
Well, what's the BBJ? Is that the 700?
I think so, yeah. Or the 8.
Because I did cross the pond.
I think BBG is 700. I could be wrong.
Yeah. Yeah, no, like
says,
I
600 is short. He's crossed upon the 600 as well. There you go.
Yeah, because I took it from Seattle to Gander, which was longer than the transatlantic.
Yes, it is.
Yeah, and then I took it from Gander to San.
Okay, fair enough.
Yep.
Wow, the airspace is getting crowded over where we're heading. Paris. Could be a bit chaotic once we get to the airport.
Yeah, it's interesting. I flew out to Paris the other day, like in the same obviously. And it was an interesting experience. There was someone pushed into me. There was someone in a helicopter landing in front of everyone trying to block them on the taxiway. And then there were some slow people on the taxiway too. Which was an interesting experience.
It's been made even even worse with the helicopters, obviously, because then you just got people in random places at airports.
Yeah.
Like on the roof.
Exactly.
Middle of the runway.
It's a bit like my hot air balloon. You must fly that more often as well.
Yeah, I'd love to see you fly that sometime.
You know what? It's so goofy it just might work. But if we streamed a hot air balloon for like 3 hours,
I could do that.
I think the only way we would have to get like guests on and just have some sort of random conversation, because I don't know. But I would laugh my ass off if it turned out to be popular.
I'd say it would be, like, it's a balloon.
It's very relaxing. It's very relaxing.
Yeah, well, this is the point. Just get some nice music, some chill vibes going.
And with obviously the sim, you're lower to the ground. I mean, you're just watching all
True.
the fantastic scenery behind you.
That's why I love flying the Tiger Moth.
Nice
That
and
is
slow.
true.
And it's...
Anyway, I'll take this opportunity just in case it was cut off at the beginning of the stream because we had some server problems. But again, a big shout out to Sante and the entire marketing team at Orbix. We're absolutely delighted that you've supported us, and I'm glad that we can finally get bold as brass. Where am I pointing? Right to that side of the screen. Our brand new affiliate sponsor is Orbix, and have already shown us incredible support, including Cork Airport, which fortunately is now lost to the cyberware, but we'll definitely do Cork again. And absolutely brilliant. So big shout out to everybody at Orbix. We love you very much, and so glad that you're now part of the positive rate sphere. So cool, right? I'll cut it short there. Kevin, talk about something else. I feel like I was Waffling.
I'll tell you something interesting that I found out the other day. So if
Okay.
temperature is below 0 at an airport, you have to do what's called cold weather corrections. So I'm doing mine at the moment. Yeah. So I have a little chart up here at the moment. You have to get the height above the airport.
Oh, I remember this. Yeah.
Yeah.
Did you get the chart?
I'll send you a link to the website at the moment. It's on the FAA.
Now I do have Pedro, who I believe might be from Brazil, but unfortunately he's not speaking in English. What's Brazil? Is that Portuguese or Spanish? I can't remember. So Pedro, if at all possible, could you repeat your question in English for us? And I'll certainly try to answer, but don't you have long. Rodin says, I know I should have been showing up and leaving the likes even when my VR stopped working, but I was just so mad. Oh, fair enough. Hopefully you get it working again, mate.
Perfect, Kevin. Thank you.
Not the weather.
And Beluga says, as EasyJet pilot, Simpilot was saying, I can't imagine the holds of 380s at Manchester again.
I would imagine.
Yeah.
Oh, I wonder if we'll get that for Christmas.
They've been quiet on it, haven't they?
Yeah.
I mean, everyone keeps repeating this, but why? Obviously, you guys might know more than I do, but how close are they to a initial release for the 380? In your opinion?
I feel like they're getting quite close.
April
Really?
next year.
My gut instinct is, I think I said this before, I think it'll be May next year.
Really?
Yeah.
Fair,
And
yeah.
I'm not basing that on anything apart from, I just seem to get these things right sometimes.
That's fair enough. That's about.
And of course,
that's the reason.
there's a risk that someone from Fly-by-Wire will be watching this and say, yeah, you know what? May next year sounds good. I think we'll go to that. And then everybody will say, blame Willie, he's delayed it.
Yeah.
December. That's another thing I'd like. I've just thought something. Weather radar. Please, Asobo, sort it out.
Yeah, no, the weather radar is really confusing at the moment.
Oh, I know.
Like I was flying transatlantic in the 310 the other day. Flew it on, looked in. Okay, look, there's gonna be a big CV in front of me. Look out the window. Clear skies. Nothing there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, there's nothing on. I mean, I don't know if the Fly-by-Wire is fixed at the moment, but there's no weather radar to speak of at the moment. It's definitely switched on.
Yeah. Have they added a terrain radar in it yet?
I thought they'd done that. You've got an in-op sticker.
Yeah. No,
Yeah,
it's
no, I
still
still see the in-op sticker.
Oh, it does
screenshots,
work. They just haven't updated
Does
the
it?
sticker.
Oh, fair enough. Okay.
Yeah, now the train's working.
Gotcha. That's good news.
Thanks for mentioning that. That makes it look
Yeah, no
a
worries,
lot
yeah.
more pretty.
Yeah, no, it's so nice to have at least something up on the display. Because I know on the 310 there's no terrain radar.
That one I don't know. I really need to spend some quality time with the 310. I can't do it this weekend because we've got a family event. But I might try and steal some time next week. And our last stream before Christmas on Thursday, and it will be Thursday. Also, guys, I haven't told you this yet, but I've started the comms. We may be doing a big Christmas giveaway on Thursday.
Very good.
Dun, dun, dun. To be confirmed.
Has more stuff.
To be confirmed. So if you're not subscribed, please subscribe now so you get notification for that. But it's going to be something juicy. It's going to be something juicy. You won't want to miss it. What's that?
Rudder pedals?
No.
You have other pedals, Nick.
Right, well, I might as well
two?
not bother
Right.
now, because anything I say is going to be crap compared to rudder pedals.
MCDU? MCDU?
It's, you know what? Why do I do this streaming stuff? I'm gonna go back to like hand knitting or something like that. I'll knit you an MCDU. You can press it all you want or use it to color your cat.
Yeah, do you want to get half pizza?
Rodin says, I have been looking at an orange 380 model for 2 years. Where did that come from? Don't know what he's on about there.
Default model.
Oh, it's a 320, just
the
the pussy
default.
buttons. Yeah. Rodin says, I want a helicopter collective. That's something I don't think exists.
Sharkity was making
Yes, it
something
does,
to do
it
with
does.
helicopters a while back.
It does. I've seen a picture.
Does it? That's interesting,
Yep.
actually. That's, yeah, if you're, I'm not like super charged about helicopters. I mean, I will fly them. I think we talked about doing the stream.
Yeah.
But but I do know people who really, really love the helicopters, and I can totally understand why you'd want a collective, because it's really going to make a huge difference. Beluga says, "Oh, I got to go pick up my brother from school disco. Have a great stream." No, it's all right, Beluga. You should bust into the party and do like the Charleston or something like that. I'm sure he'd be absolutely delighted.
Take inspiration from where they fish.
All right, we come up to 10,000 feet here. I think we get get buckled up as well. And was it 1008 QNH? Yes. And looks like we're on profile for a change. I was doing some practice flights, and for whatever reason, having tremendous difficulty trying to stay on profile on approach, but today it looks like I'm alright. How are you doing, Nick? You're halfway through your descent by now, I would think, eh?
No, I haven't even reached the top of my descent yet.
Really?
I'm only at 31.
Fair enough, yeah.
Okay. Rodin says they do exist, and they ain't cheap. $1,300 to $2,000 US. Whoa. That's for the collective.
See, my rudder pedals look cheap now, don't they?
Yes, we're giving away a collective on the stream. No, we're not. really not.
I thought you would have a heart second if you heard that.
Ladies and gentlemen, it will not be hardware. It will absolutely not be hardware. But it'll be something free, something free to whoever wins it, and it will be worth something interesting, and you'll be able to get something that you want from one of our esteemed affiliates. So all I can say is make sure you're subscribed, check the show notifications, and you'll find out. If it comes off. I'm still kind of trying to arrange it last minute, but it should happen. It should happen. So yeah, do check in, and we'll be doing a giveaway at the end of the stream. But yeah, it'll be good, and you may win. You know, you can't. If you don't play, you can't win. If you don't watch, you can't win. And Froden says, "Oh, it's not good to Froden because he needs something he can resell." Yeah, no, it's not transferable stuff. No. Sorry. We are not the pawn shop of Flight Simulator. Okay, I am coming up on Mopar now. Bang on 8,000. Quite happy with that. And I think we'll probably put the landing system on. I don't know if we're quite close. Just a quick check. Does anybody have the ILS handy, actually?
Yes, I do. It's 108 to 755. Yep, that's correct.
084.
Yes, you would be first.
10855, yep. Confirmed.
084 for the course.
And this is going to be interesting because this is the first time I've flown into Paris since the sim came out. I've flown it once right at the very beginning, and it was awful.
Right.
Nice.
So
Yeah,
I think they've done some
there
work
was
on it.
performance issues, wasn't it? I think.
Yeah.
Roden says, I don't ever enter the giveaways because my wife won't let me give you guys money. Well, it's not going to cost you anything to enter the giveaway. Our giveaways will always be free. Always.
They're called the giveaway for a reason.
Or at least it may get to the point where you have to spend points, but points will be earned by watching the stream. The people that give you money can have it. No, don't be silly. It's up for everyone. Actually, some of the people who have given us money have won prizes on our stream before. We just haven't done a giveaway in a long, long time. Landing system's still not come to life yet. It's interesting.
Mine hasn't picked up either. We're way a bit away from
yeah, we're 20 miles
yes,
away. Yeah. Don't
yeah.
panic. Don't panic.
Exactly.
Read the Hitchhiker's Guide.
Number 42.
Kev, we never got. We're coming up to landing, obviously, and actually, you're probably quite close to final ascent, so I don't want you to try and walk and chew gum at the same time. But quick choice for hardware, quick choice for a non-aircraft add-on.
Myself?
Yeah.
Non-aircraft add-on. Anyways, I'm not too sure about. I'm looking at GSX. That's
GSX,
very
yeah,
high on my
same as
list.
me.
Yeah.
I think there's a
Yeah,
few
and
as
hardware,
well.
yeah.
So, yeah.
Do it.
Yeah.
Do it.
Do it. Nick, don't pet me. I have enough to spend already. And hardware, I'm looking to get a new GPU or a new SSD because I'm running out of space at the moment on my.
And you know yourself, I just had to cross that threshold pain, and that was because I ended up going for obviously I only needed a 1.3 version, whatever it was, but I went from 500 gig to 2 terabyte. It's been a blessing.
Yeah.
But that was 140 pounds.
Yeah, there you go.
I mean, not
I
a
have
cheap
to go from 1 to
purchase.
2 terabyte.
I had to pull all my Christmas and birthday pennies for the last year and spend a little bit of money myself as well. But I got the okay from the boss to do it, and she understood me. I showed her.
Yeah, that's fair.
I was showing her, on the File Explorer. I said, "Look, there, that's the drive I'm on," and it was all like bright red, almost right to the. Oh, right, that looks bad. So apparently, if you're trying to convince your wife to let you buy something for your computer, you have to show something that has like a red warning. So even if you have to create that somehow to make it look right, apparently that's the convincing argument. But she was gracious enough to let me get it, and it's made a huge difference. And it's also allowed me to put some of the scenery on solid state drive rather than on hard drive. I don't put everything on solid state, but for some things just to improve the performance a bit.
Yeah.
So that's pretty good. Okay, I've got localizer now, so I'm gonna arm the localizer first because we'll see how close we get. But I'll start with the localizer. I'll get us on path, and I think.
These are about to go beneath me. Okay.
Probably going to take it down to 210. On the approach mode. Go. So far, it's going like clockwork. The only thing that's gone out of whack today is the stream itself. YouTube!
Do one thing to test down.
Yeah. Off-road, he's quoting Hitchhikers. Marvin the Paranoid Android was my favorite character. Yeah, absolutely. Here I am, a mine the size of a planet, and you want me to check the number 2 airlock. I can relate to that guy. Yeah, pretty good. Great character. Supposedly they're going to be doing a new TV series at some point. I've never heard any more about it. Sorry, did I get the hard? Sorry, we did cover the hardware because you said it was an SSD or what was the other thing, Kev?
So it was GSX or the SSD or a new GPU.
New GPU.
Yeah.
What would you get?
Well, I can't go much higher because I don't want to rebuild the system. So I'm
Yeah,
looking at 1060 to 1080, that kind of range.
I think if I were in your position, I'd go 1080.
Fair, yeah. The one thing that limits me really is the price.
Are they still expensive?
GPUs in general, like my budget isn't that high anyway, so.
Yeah, fair enough. Well, yeah, I mean, you're spending a lot anyway, regardless of how. Some people might say it's not expensive, but I know what you mean. And I can relate.
Yeah.
Well, coming up on the.
Yeah, I'm just turning final now.
Coming up on the scope as well, so I'll just go straight into approach.
Okay.
And I'll bring that speed down to 60. I need some flaps there, so let's get that out. So we are at flaps 2. We are going to arm the auto throttle. Haven't dropped a gear yet. I think we'll wait until we are about 15 miles out, so we'll close that gap a bit more as we start our descent. Oh, I've got traffic. Why do I have traffic?
That would be me, I'd imagine.
Okay, that's all right. It's not trying to deviate the point. How did that catch up to you?
I have no idea.
Okay.
Yeah.
Traffic.
Oh, I'm getting stutters now, so you might end up.
I'm gonna get this all the way down, aren't I?
Yeah, you are. I can speed up a bit. Let's see if I go speed 170.
All right.
180.
Oh yeah, I suddenly looked out the window. There you are.
Hello.
This is a problem, Kev.
A bit of a problem, yes.
All right, I'm going to. You're going to stay at 170. I'm going to.
Yeah.
I'm going to go to green dot.
Cool.
Or not green dot. Sorry. PRF.
Yeah.
Yeah. And I might as well drop the gear while I'm on.
Yeah.
5 minutes. Please prepare for landing.
So stay at 170 as long as you can.
I will.
Yeah, definitely making ground now.
Nice.
As soon as you touch down, I'll be going vacate.
Yeah, I'll throw the full reverses on. I'm actually going to throw the auto brake up to 3.
Oh, that's a good question, actually. Runway 8.
Just say the stream is buffering.
Is it 8 left? Oh, the stream is
8 right,
buffering.
anyway, anyways. Yeah, it's good now. This is my end.
Okay.
Yeah.
For plan... No, I'm going 8 right. I'm 8
Yeah.
right. Right, 8 right. So pretty much any of the the high speed exits
Yeah, can I put up the chart there?
to the left. Very good.
Yes.
Right, roll line check. All arm is on, flaps. Good full. I can see that we do have a crosswind. Lights are on. Seat belt signs are lit. Anything else of note? I think we're good to go. Just gotta land it now.
Yeah,
Oh,
5 will be aiming for.
So are you 8 left or 8 right?
8 right.
You are 8.
Actually, I can say it's an overtake left.
You could do.
Yeah.
If it's not too
Like
late.
disconnecting.
2,500.
And I'll meet you somewhere in the middle. Like, actually, as a loose plan, we want to meet kind of around Echo 6 area. Everybody can see that on the flight plan.
Go to Echo 6.
It's around Kilo. It is the main terminal, the biggest terminal anyway on the left. No, sorry, the right side. I see Kilo and Lima around there somewhere.
Look, yeah, name's going down. Let's see what the story is.
Close that charts.
Sure, shoot when your lights low.
You need to reel in your bot. What's happening to the bot, Fred? In Germany, when the GPS came out, they got mad because it was a woman's voice telling them in what to do. True story. Well, it was kind of like when what they used to call bitching Betty, but I can just imagine the first time that the announcer went, retard, retard! It's like, I'm sure there's some guys got right upset with that. $1,800. Okay. Looking at these charts weird, possibly. I don't understand. Oh no, 8 right, 8 left. Sorry, I was looking 9. Okay, yeah.
Nice.
Yeah, I think Lima Kilo area around, kind of around Tango 9. Probably close to my exit lane.
1,000
from here anyway. I'm seeing a lot of wind, and the autopilot's kind of getting a bit dodgy, so I'm going manual.
Crosswind.
Yeah, definitely crosswind.
500.
Nice.
400. 300. 100 above.
Okay, 12 left, clear, 8 left.
200. Minimum. 100. 50. 40. 30. 20. 10. 5.
First thrust. Next one there. And vacated. How far behind us are you, Nick? Oh, there's a few bumps and grumps in here as well.
I am 9 miles.
9 miles, okay. I'll get your aircraft cleaned up here. And those flaps.
Like where I am now.
And I'll get those lights off there. Right, now, chart-wise.
Yeah, that's a good question.
Okay, I'm just about at Sierra 6 through to Tango 9.
06 to Tango 9. Where's that?
Sierra 6 is
Oh
one
yeah, I
of
see
the-
it.
Yeah.
Right. So Echo 6 you said it was, is it?
Yeah, I think around Echo 6 we'll probably gather there, park up.
Cool. That's the far one. So you
Is
see
that
where I
far?
am?
What about Echo 2?
Echo 2.
Around there? Terminal 2 it is. Right in the middle of
Yeah.
Terminal 2, the big part.
Yeah, I see it on the chart. I'm just not sure how to get there.
Alright, well, what about this side of, since we're on this side of the terminal anyway, look, just go to Echo. Between,
Yeah, I'll figure something out anyways. Is it where Dennis is?
what's that?
Is it where Dennis is? If you turn on the tags, is it Dennis?
Dennis!
Yeah, Dennis 9 or 7
I think
177.
he's on the other side.
Oh, okay, guys.
So don't cross to the other side of Terminal 2, just stay on this side.
Yeah.
I think it's taxiway Romeo you want to get across to it.
Cool. Thank you.
Trying to like watch the stream, watch the charts, drive the plane.
Yeah. Workload is high.
That's it.
Nice. Today mode
Right
off. Take us. Let's see.
All right, here we come. Oh, I think it turned too late. Backtrack there. Get back on the roll now. I'll just say we meant to do that. Oh dear, oh dear. What a palaver.
Got the same taxi now. That's some progress.
Oh, if Roden says you need to touch the wheels and gently transfer the wheel. Oh, get lost, Roden. I'd like to see you do better. I give it a 6. He says this every time. He says, bloody wind up. Good flight, but he did say good flight. No, Roden, thank you very much. It's great to have you.
In fairness, it was hard to get his smooth landing with that crosswind. It was quite strong.
I think my lane was right. I haven't checked the rating yet, but I'll guarantee it was. Oh, there's my macro.
Oh, hello.
I'll hang a right and you hang a left. How's that?
That sounds like a plan. Yeah, my landing was quite firm at 305 per minute, but the crosswind was 020 at 9, so that was quite a strong crosswind.
Okay. I didn't find it too bad. It was more on the final kind of.
Yeah, it's easier in the airport.
500 feet. It was a bit. Yeah, I was starting to throw the airplane around a bit.
Yeah.
Okay. Right, I shall endeavor for this one here. I don't know what it is. Call it Willie's Gate.
Yes.
Whether the jet bridge will actually work or not is, I find it very
It should.
unpredictable. Oh, I haven't turned the APU on again.
Made that mistake before.
So?
Made that mistake before, not turning on the APU.
Yeah. It's funny because if you talk to HD on EasyJet SimPilot, he says that people do that in real life all the time. And I said, actually, now that you mention that, I can remember being on a plane in real life. And the power just suddenly going off inexplicably. And then coming back on like 10 seconds later, he says, yeah, probably a bit slow on the APU.
Yeah. Now, in fairness, with the Boeing, the power does flick as well because they're changing the packs or the generators from the APU to the engine.
Yeah, no, I'm pretty sure this was on an Airbus, but yeah, I could be wrong.
Right.
Oh dear, oh dear, oh dear.
Yeah.
And
Nick, we're on
Nick,
human.
Oh, I can see Nick's down. How was your landing, Nick? You happy with
Beautiful. Did you miss it?
it? I did.
Yeah,
miss
we were
it, sorry.
taxiing in.
Oh, you always miss my good ones.
Percy always says that when I haven't seen it. It's the most amazing thing you'd ever seen?
Yeah, my best ever.
You've had some pretty good ones. Oh, come on, APU.
Not bad, Nick, for the crosswind.
Engine's off. Seatbelt's off. Right. Shall we try a jet bridge here? Let's see what happens. Well, I'll be darned. It worked. Magic. Okay, there we are. We're docked. Oh. Kev, where'd you go?
I should be next to you.
Appeared.
I
You were
still
next
see
to
you
me
when
at
you
one point. You just seemed to have gone away.
I'm the big one.
Oh no, you're next to me.